Welcome back, and today we're going to be reviewing another manufacturer. This is the one from the Chinese side. So as you know, we have a lot of Chinese cars which are actually getting into our market. What I can say in terms of our market, in terms of the car market overall, I think that the system is kind of broken and manufacturers are left scrambling around trying to keep up with the requirements of modern cars in terms of safety and technology, and as a result prices are continuing to increase. Even the ones which are from the Chinese cars, even though they offer a lot of features, but in terms of pricing it might still be beyond in terms of normal South Africans in terms of affordability. But for those who can afford, here is another car from the Chinese side. So this one is called Jetour. I just hope that my pronunciation is correct because the wording is not English. So yeah, I'll try not to butcher it. So it comes in terms of two variants. So there's the X70 Plus Delux, which is the one that I will be showing you around. Then there's also the entry one, which is the Plus Momentum. So the differences between the Chinese manufacturers and the other manufacturers, such as the Germany ones, in terms of features, you don't have a book where you have to tick and say, okay, I want an extra edition of this feature and this feature. This one will cost 15,000. You want alloy rims, it will cost you 20,000. So they don't do that. They will give you different variants. There will be the first one, the entry one, which is, for this one, it cost around approximately 450,000 rands. So that's the entry one. It will give you a lot of features. Then there will be some features which won't be present, that you'll only get when you upgrade to the last trim in terms of this car, which is the X70 Plus Delux. So that's when you want all the features that the car can possibly come with. So let's first just start in terms of the exterior of the car. The car looks decent. It looks very decent. Actually, I can actually say that I actually like how it looks, especially from the front. It looks a bit menacing. So it kind of reminds me of, there's a car that it reminds me of, but I can't quite remember, but there is an SUV. I can't remember whether it's a Maserati SUV, but there is an SUV that kind of looks similar to this one. I think that's the thing that most people don't like, because they say that Chinese cars are actually a rip-off counter of the other manufacturers. But based on what they are trying in terms of the design features, you can see a bit of red paint there to try to make the car to look sporty, but in terms of sportiness, by standards, this is not a sports car that much, I can tell you, because in terms of the engine and the drivetrain, this car actually comes with a 4-cylinder 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. So that's the engine that you get. So in terms of the engine, I forgot to tell you the price of the top of the range. So the X70 Plus Delux, that one goes from 480,000 rands, whereas the entry one is 450. So it's an extra 30,000, which is not much. You might as well just go for the top of the range. So another feature that you probably have noticed in terms of these cars is that most of them, they come with a 360 degrees in terms of surround view camera. And the design feature that I like is that bar, the light bar at the back. But what I hate is the exhaust. So you can see 4 exhaust, but what I can tell you is that, spoiler, they are fake. You can see they are closed completely. So this is because it's a 4-cylinder engine. Like, you can't expect to have 4 exhausts. So it's just a design element, but for me, I actually think that give me only exhausts that actually are functional. I don't care about the design. So in terms of power, this car produces 115 kilowatts. So all this power is actually going directly to the front wheel, so it only drives with the front wheels. But the key point is that this power, if you want maximum power output, you get it at 5,000 rpm. And in terms of the transmission, it's this 6-speed DCT transmission or double clutch transmission. I've heard people complaining in terms of the half-hour double clutch. They say that it's not refined. So back in the days when we used to hear about double clutch transmission, we would get very excited that okay, it is double clutch, it's going to accelerate fast. What I can tell you is that this is not a sports car. Just know that the top speed is 180 kilometers per hour, which is more than enough speed that you need, especially in our country where the highway only need 120 kilometers per hour. So in terms of the torque, this car produces 230 newton meters, and the engine is 115 kilowatts, which translates to 154 in terms of horsepower. But from what I can say is that I think the car is kind of underpowered. I wish they would have provided an engine which has a bit of oomph, and because 4 cylinders of today, they can actually make them to actually produce more power. You have a 4-cylinder from our GTI which can produce up to 300 horsepower, but yeah, what can we expect? These are the Chinese. So yeah, let's go into the interior of this car. So first of all, before we talk about the interior, let me just go through some things from the exterior. So these are things that come standard for all the trims. So it comes with auto LED lights, and also combining with daytime running lights. That's something that's standard. And they also come with follow home lights. I don't know what the hell is that is. To me, that doesn't make sense. So that's just something interesting that they say the car comes with. I don't know what the hell they mean by follow me home lights. So let's talk about the interior. You can see that in terms of the driver is actually has power adjustable seat in terms of the lumbar support, but to take the seat back and front, it's also power adjustable. So this car, it comes with a display for the driver, and also comes with a 10.25 or just 10-inch in terms of the infotainment system. There's nothing shocking about the infotainment system. Unfortunately for this one, I was unable to actually see in terms of how it looks like, but the key points maybe that you want to know is that it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which are wireless, so that's a plus. So it also comes with a multifunctional steering wheel, and you can see it actually looks nice. It's actually leather wrapped, and in terms of the interior, even the car seats are actually leather wrapped. And I know in this price range, a lot of cars will tell you that they contain leather, but one thing that you should know is that most of the leather that they are telling you, it's not pure leather, and you can actually feel when you touch it. It's almost like synthetic leather used from recycled material, yada yada. I'm not gonna bother you in terms of the whole thing, the whole process. That doesn't matter. That's not why we're here. So let's talk about the interior. The car comes with pedal shifter gears. I don't know where you are changing to with a 1.5 liter producing 154 kilowatts. I don't know why you need pedal shifters. Let's continue with the interior. The key points: it also contains front armrest, which has cooling and heating. So when I check that tunnel, like the drivetrain tunnel, it's a little bit big for my liking. It seems like there was no attention to detail that was paid off. I kind of felt like that's space that they could have used for something, because that separation there just looks big. So let's talk about the material quality. So most of the material quality, they actually feel good, and most of them, they are plastic, obviously, especially in the price range. But in terms of what the car can offer you in terms of the price range, I don't want to lie, it's decent, because even the dashboard has been wrapped with leather. So another thing that you need to know is that this car, it comes with a full-on panoramic sunroof all the way from the front to the back that opens and closes. So yeah, that's a plus. In terms of the seats, the seats feel nice. I don't want to lie to you, it actually feels nice to be inside this car. But you know, like, you have to choose. So another thing that you need to know is that yeah, it has a fridge thing there. If you want to cool down something or your drinks, you can put them there. So there's a mini fridge. So these are features that usually you get them on very expensive cars. That's something that I wouldn't expect to get at this price range. So back to the drivetrain. So there's no manual variant in terms of these cars. I don't know who buys an SUV and actually wants a manual car. So that's what you need to know. So let's talk about safety. So safety is kind of disappointing because it contains only 4 airbags. So there's no side airbags, so it's only 4 airbags, 2 for the front passengers and 2 for the back passengers. So in terms of the space at the back, that's something that I forgot to mention, is that this car can actually carry more passengers at the back. So you can say it's a 7-seater, but honestly, in terms of the room space at the back, it's not advisable. So let's talk about the last things that you probably are gonna care about, especially if you're buying a car from China. What you need to know in terms of the service plan is that they give you 5 years or 60,000 kilometers, whatever comes first. To me, it kind of feels very small, especially 60,000 kilometers. It's very, very, very small, which means that you're probably gonna be spending a lot of money when you go to the dealership to service this car, because I'm sure parts you're not gonna find them on the independent servicing guys. So you're not gonna find that. So the service plan, I just wish it was longer than that, especially when we talk about warranty. So warranty is 5 years or 150,000 kilometers, whatever one comes first. So if you're worried about, in terms of these cars, in terms of whether they are reliable long term, whether the mechanical components are gonna last, I would advise you to actually buy a car that will give you more comfort. If that's something that actually gives you fear, I don't think you're gonna feel comfortable here, because manufacturers are gonna give you a warranty and say that the warranty on the engine tray, on the transmission, whatever, it's 5 years or 150,000 kilometers. What you need to know from experience of people, whenever people need to go to the manufacturers to actually get things whether replaced or fixed under warranty, they actually give you the runaround, and sometimes they can actually not want to fix the thing or replace the thing, and now you are actually left with a car which has defect. And in terms of this car, maybe you can't even find other parts which are actually out there, because we don't even know if this car actually shares parts with other cars. Because at least with Omoda, you know that Omoda is a subdivision of Nissan, so probably some parts you're gonna find on Nissan. And Haval also has some parts which are used from Toyota, at least the early Havals, so you could actually get some parts from Toyota. So there's also that cross link in terms of what the car shares with, but this one is still too new in terms of our market to actually decide. And in terms of reliability, it's still too new, because we don't even have more than a year to actually tell, to say, okay, these are the common issues that you're gonna come across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that's fine. So that's all that I have for you today in terms of this car. So this is a Chinese car called the Jetour. Yeah, the thing that surprised me is the price and what the car offers, and definitely something can be done in terms of our car market, but I don't see anyone doing anything in terms of the pricing. Because I mean, a normal Polo now, 1 liter cost almost $500,000. So that's where the Chinese markets are trying to come in and actually take people and away from the other expensive manufacturers. But yeah, that's all that I have for you today. And yeah, Thank you for watching, and for those who are supporting me and who have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. And yeah, for those who want to continue enjoying this type of content, please continue to watch and subscribe. And yeah, that's it for me, and I really appreciate if you subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll see you next time.